Modern era, with the fastest and most comfortable means of transportation, there is no place or mountain peak in any corner of the world that has not been discovered or climbed by man. From discovering the bloodthirsty wildlife of Africa to spending nights in the cold regions of Russia that freeze the blood in the veins of humans, and climbing the mountain ranges considered the roof of the world, Mount Everest in the Himalayas, the K2 of the Karakoram, and the Trikmere of the Hindu Kush. All these feats have not only been accomplished by man once, but people now go to these places with great ease to see them as tourists. Similarly, there are places located at extremely high altitudes in the Karakoram and Hindu Kush mountain ranges of our country that have not yet been discovered, or may have been discovered recently, but after being discovered it would have been with great difficulty for domestic or foreign tourists to make the visit for the second or third time. One such area that was discovered long ago, but hardly any tourists except the locals would have gone there, and that is because there was no paved road, let alone a rough road, to get there. While people often traveled there on horses and mules for 4 to 5 days. This place is located in Chitral district, an uninhabited area connected to the Wakhan belt of Afghanistan to the north, and a few days' drive away from the noise and pollution of humans covered in snow all year round. It is the area of Broghil. On the way from Chitral city to Broghil, there's a small and beautiful village called Mostuj, surrounded by mountains, which is 110 kilometers from Chitral. Of these, 75 kilometers to Boni is paved, while the rest is unpaved and very difficult, so the journey takes 5 to 6 hours to reach Mostuj. We did the same thing. We left Chitral during the day and reached Mostuj in the evening. There, we stayed comfortably in the Hudra-like hotel with one of our acquaintances, Syed Fakir Baba. For dinner, Syed Fakir Mama treated us to chitrali roti and other types of food and fruits, leaving no stone unturned in our hospitality. Shandur is located 46 kilometers east of Mostuj, through which one road goes to Gilgit's Geyser district, while the other road goes to Broghil from Mostuj north through the Yarkon Valley. While in Mostuj, the Shandur and Yarkon rivers merge to form the Chitral River. We parked our car in Mostuj and took Syed Fakir's jeep, along with him and a driver, along with 2 of my friends Gul Hussein Momand, Azmat Akbar, and me, Nijat Khan. Early in the morning, we set off on a 150-kilometer journey to Broghil, an unknown but difficult road full of all kinds of difficulties. Since the road is very narrow, difficult, and unpaved, a sturdy vehicle can hardly cover it in 8 to 10 hours. Nowadays, a very narrow and difficult road leads to Broghil Pass. But this too does not seem to be usable for any type of transport except for a special type of local jeep. Whereas 3 years ago, a dangerous and narrow road only led to Kushmanja. We passed through the Yarkon Valley, passing through Brip, Bang, Pawar, Gazand, from where the footpath leads eastwards through the Tui Pass to the Yasin Valley of Gilgit, Darband, Dobargar, Shust, Yarkon Lasht, Kushmanja, Garm Kashma, and finally Wadin Kot, and reached the Broghil Pass in a full 7 hours. On the way, we were traveling on the Broghil Mountain, on one side of which there was a very deep and terrifying gorge, the height of which was 12 to 13,000 feet above sea level. When we entered the Broghil Valley, the first village in the valley called Ashkargaz welcomed us, where we saw a checkpost of the Chitral Scouts militia and a few soldiers on duty. 3 years ago, this dirt road only reached Kushmanja, while the rest of the journey to Ashkargaz was difficult to cover on horseback in 6 to 7 hours. But we reached here by jeep after about 2 heavy bumps. But if it had not been the month of July, then the jeep would have been impossible to move forward due to snow on the road, whereas the Broghil Valley is cut off from the rest of the world from October to May due to more snow. Here, a pass called Darwaza Pass, northwest of this Ashkargaz village, also leads to the Wakhan region of Afghanistan, where, after the snow falls in winter, the Khana, the nomads, settle down in the village of Ashkargaz. The Chitral Scouts have also built a polo ground here, where polo competitions will soon be held. But unlike the way the players play this game while sitting on horses, it will be played while sitting on wild cows found here in Broghil, which are called yaks and are called jagu in the local language. We started moving forward from Ashkargaz. As soon as we started moving forward from Ashkargaz, the mountains began to be covered with snow from top to bottom, while the nomads riding on their horses climbed from one mountain to another on an unknown journey with their dogs and yaks or camels, and were moving towards their destination, disgusted with the world and their troubles. This was the first time I saw this scene, which seemed very strange. The entire Broghil Valley consists of pastures and open fields, but trees are completely absent. We traveled for about an hour and a half. Then we reached a village called Garl, where our path was turning from north to east, which eventually turned into a journey from west to east. We would have covered this path of about 10 to 15 kilometers from Ashkargaz to Garl in 1 to 1.5 hours. Because there is no such thing as a road, while here the bed of the Broghil River becomes so wide that it gradually presents the appearance of an open lake of water through which the path passes in many places. When we left Garl in the darkness of evening, when we set out for Lashkar-e-Gaz, we had to cross a river at a place on the way. The driver checked. After spending the night in Garl village, our destination was to visit the recently discovered Korambar Lake, the highest and second largest lake in Pakistan. Therefore, after spending the night, we rented Fazl's horse for 6,000 and set out early in the morning with the necessary equipment towards Lashkar Gah and then Korambar Lake.